Hello, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to decorate this wooden box. I got it from the works and it wasn't very expensive, it was only a couple of pounds, but they're quite handy to have around. So yeah, I'm going to decorate this one, so I'll just remove this label. Just have a look. Rid of that. Okay. And excuse the ink on my hands already. Okay, so I thought I would use these papers, and I have these different paper pads, and I also got these from the works, and these were only £1 for a pack, and they got some really nice pictures in there. They got a flowers pack, which I just took some plain sort of pinks out of, slightly different but not much different, and they've got the pastel watercolours ones, really nice as well, really pretty papers. So I took some from that pad as well. So a slightly flowery one and a purpley blue background. So I thought I would decorate these ones up, and I've got some various stamps which I'm going to use to decorate these up. Okay, so I think first of all I'm going to use this stamp here. This one doesn't have a brand name on it, so I'm not sure exactly who has made this one. Okay, so I'm going to stamp on these, and I'm going to choose for this one a relatively plain one. I think I want the plainest one for when I do the stamping, the colour image. I'm going to colour in. What I'm thinking is to stamp this image here and to use my alcohol ink markers to colour it in. So I want to save a plain bit for that. Probably the lighter bit like this would be ideal for that, so I'll put that to one side, and the rest of it I'm just going to stamp up just to do some backgrounds. So I'll get my paper just over the top of it. This is just scrap paper, and I'm just going to stamp on. I may not need the block under it. We'll use it for the face, but I'm not going to need it right now for these others. So I'm just going to stamp them up for now. And these, even if you don't use these backgrounds for anything, you know, all in one project, they are good to just have around for any other time you might need them. They just come in very handy. I'm going to do it slightly off the edge like that. Press it down, and I'm just using the stays on for this one. Okay, and that leaves a nice image. So I'm going to do another one in the corner, and I'm going to mix up the stamps a little bit because I don't want it to look so uniform. But if I do this one in the corner here, then I can get some text on there as well. Okay, yeah. Okay, and I'll do the same. I have a text stamp here. And I'm just going to position this one like that, and that I don't want to press hugely hard on. That one was quite a firm rubber stamp. Okay, and I will do the same with this one again, but I'll do it this way. It doesn't matter if there's any blank bits or if it overlaps slightly, that doesn't matter at all. Okay, there we go. Because I'm going to use these as a mixture for to cover the box. So I'll do another one. I think for this one I'm going to use this here, and I think I'll just use the text stamp. Oops, sorry, I'm off camera there. Just use the text stamp for that one. Okay, and again I will do this in all different ways. I have got various other stamps. It might be worth me doing a few of these different ones, and then another type of text. Okay, press it down. Okay, I think I'm just going to take that one off a minute. And I'm just going to get out another stamp. I keep all of mine in here, so I know where they all are. So I'm just going to get another text stamp. I think I'm going to get one with some really tiny text as well, just so it's a different size. I've got this set here. This is Polka Doodles. So yeah, I think I'm going to use these as well. That one's very different. It's kind of like a set, like quite a big lump of writing, so I might go with that one. So I should just pop that on there. Okay. Okay, so I'll ink this up as well. This one is designed to sort of have bits missing, so it's designed to sort of skip a little bit, which is fine because it looks like really old newspaper text. So I'm going to put that on there. Okay, oops, there we go. Stamp sticks really well to your paper. And I'm going to do it another one just along the side of it. Okay, and I'm thinking maybe just with what's left, just to fill that gap a little bit. Yeah, that's fine. And I'm going to do another one over there, but I think I'm going to do it at an angle. Okay. So I'm going to do it probably a bit across like that. Okay, and I'm going to do the same there. Okay, press it down. Yeah, that's fine. So I'm going to leave it like that. Sometimes what you can do is just get a little bit on there and then just kind of pop it in if it's sort of really missing something. I think that's fine. Okay. So I'm going to try and do my image next, and hopefully I'll get a good enough image with the lady on it. So I'm going to pop her on my stamp. Okay, my stamping block. So let's have a look. Okay, make sure it's properly in frame for you. Okay, and I'm going to just remove this one. Okay, and stick it on here. I'm going to use a StazOn because I want it to not blend or anything when I go to do the alcohol ink markers. So I'm going to stamp this one up really well. It's a really nice image, this one. Okay, so that should be good. Let's have a look. Pop it on there. Right, I'm going to press it down. Don't want to do it too hard. It's quite hard to find a balance when you can see this little squidge. You know it's going on there, but I don't want it to smudge. But I'll give it a second for the ink to transfer. Okay, and then we'll see how that turned out. Yep, that's really good. I'm happy with that. Okay. So, it will be dry, but what I'm thinking is I might actually put a bit of the filigree around the outside, which came with the set as well. And this is a Kanban stamp set again. So yeah, I'm going to do that. So I'm just going to take it as it is and just pop a bit on. Not looking for it to be perfect here, I just want to pop a bit on around the outside. Just has some extra interest. Okay. Okay, I think that'll be fine. And then also what I'm going to do is I'm going to get, it's a lot lighter, pack that one away. You sort of need to keep your lid on your stays on really, because it's a solvent ink. It dries really, really quickly. So yes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe off with a wet wipe. I'm just going to wipe off that ink off of there briefly. Quickly give it a quick dry. Okay, and I'm going to get some of the gold. And this isn't going to show up loads, but I just want it there as extra, just because it looks nice then. Okay. Almost like a little bit of a shadow look for the black one that's there, and it just adds a little bit of sparkle. I might just do a little bit down there. Looks very pretty. Okay, just adds a little bit of glitter. Okay, so yeah, that's that one. Give that another wipe. Okay, so that will be dry now. So I will get my alcohol ink markers. The ones that I use they're a very good price. I think they were £11 or £12 for 80, something like that. So I thought, well, I was going to give them a try. So I thought I will, and they're actually really good. I think they're called Touch Gaze. I can't really make out the writing properly, but you get lots of different colours, and you also, I keep mine in a tub, but you get them in a pouch as well. And I swatched all mine out, so I have all of my colours on here, so I know exactly what they are, for if I want to use a certain colour. So I'm going to use those. And by the way, I'm not sponsored or affiliated by any of the products I use in my video. So yes, let's see. I'm going to go for, so the colours I'm really going to want here, I mean she's got on a pink background anyway, but I'm thinking the colours I'm probably going to go for, I'm going to go for the Skin White. So I shall dig that out. Let me just find that. There we go, the Skin White. And I think another colour that would be quite good, probably the Peach for her cheeks as well. There is also another one. which doesn't look very bright on here, the fruit pink, but if I find it on here, whereabouts is that one? There you go. It's quite, they don't really match the caps, so you can't sort of really go by that, but that's very orangey compared. So I want to go for something that is a bit more pinky coloured, so I'm going to find the peach, which again looks, it's not that far off, but some of them really are quite far away from what they're meant to be. And I'm going to go for browns, and I don't want really dark, so I'm thinking I'm probably going to go for a, let's have a look, rose beige. I think that would be quite good. So let's find rose beige, and I'm going to go for a lighter coloured brown. Possibly, I'm going to go for the warm grey, I think, because it doesn't actually look that grey, but and there is a few on here that are warm grey. There's 3. On the caps, the only difference that you can tell, because they actually do look quite a lot alike, is I wrote the numbers down on here so I know exactly which one it is, which shade it is. So I'm going to go with that one. So WG9, so I'll find that one. Find everything other than that one. It's definitely here. I've also got my blender as well, so I'm going to use that. It's definitely here. So bear with me a second, and okay, I'm going to go with this one because it's here. Okay, I'm just going to see what else. So she's got some flowers in her hair and a pendant. So I'm thinking probably for that I might go for the vivid purple. And I'll do a pale purple as well. So I want a vivid. Sorry, I should do it on here really, so you can see. You can probably see it before I do. Okay. That's going to be too dark, the ultramarine. Phthalo blue, that's a bit too dark as well. So, oh, that's the grey I was looking for. Okay. Maybe I'll go for deep violet. Is that the one I said? Deep violet, or did I say another one? It might have been. Okay, so I'm going to go with those and see how I get on. So I'm going to take away that. Also, if you do go to use alcohol ink markers, they do leak, like they do stain, so they go right through your paper. So it's a good idea to put something underneath. I just have this old board here that I'm going to put on this piece of paper so it won't go through all over my mat. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the skin white. I'm going to use the broad tip on it. There is 2 ends. There's a broad tip, which is sort of a chiselled end, and a fine end. So I tend to sort of go between both. Okay, and what I'll do is I'll zoom in so you can see. Oops. There you go, so you can see a bit clearer as I'm doing it. Okay. There we go. So yeah, so I'm going to do this one. So I'm going to use the chiselled edge, and hopefully you can see it, and the shadow being cast by my light. Let me move that. Still a bit there, but not so bad. Okay, so I'm going to colour it in everywhere. I'm just going to do this all over her skin colour. All over everywhere where her skin is. Okay. So I'm going to colour everything in where I can see skin. Okay, there we go. And, oops, missed an ear. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this colour here, and I'm going to use the fine bit for this, just to do the cheek tone, that shadow. Okay, there we are. So I'm just going to do a bit there, and at first it will look like too much, but once you get your blender, and you can blend it with the original colour as well, but once you get your blender in, it just kind of moves the ink around and makes it a bit more subtle. Because I'm probably going to do the same with the lips. I'm going to use the fine bit for this. Okay, so it's not too much. And there's slightly different areas, just where I want it to just be a little bit brighter. Okay, and just here as well. Not much, just a bit. Okay, there we go. It's almost like a bit of a shadow there. Okay, and I will get the same again, the fine edge, and I'm just gonna colour it in, and it will blend it. Okay. Okay. There we go. And the next thing I'm going to do is on her hair. I'm going to use the rose beige. And I'm going to use the fine tip for this bit. Let me just see if I can move my light so that you can actually see, because it's casting a shadow. Right, let me see if that's a little bit better. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to colour in the hair up here, and I'm going to do all of the root section. It looks quite a bit brighter on the camera than it is what I'm doing. So, right, so I'm going to colour this in. I'm not going to do it all the way down. I'm just going to do some of it, because I'm going to do it in the other colour. Okay, just do some throughout it. Okay. Okay, then do a little bit down here. Okay, and then I'm going to take the other colour, which is this warm grey, and I'm going to go over some of it with that. So I'm just going to sort of, because it will blend really well. Okay, so I'm going to fill in the gaps with this one. Okay, it doesn't matter if you go over some of the other bits, it just sort of helps to keep them blank, but it really doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm happy with that, and I think I'm going to go with, I'll do the lighter colour first for the flowers. I think I'm also going to do that on her eyes, like that. Okay, I'm just going to do that on the flowers. Okay. Okay, and then I'm going to use the brighter purple, and I'm just going to add some bits to the flowers here and there. Okay, and I'm actually going to do these, I don't know if they're meant to be green, but I'm going to do them in purple because I don't want them to stand out that much. I want them to like blend in. So there we go, do those. Okay, and then I'm going to take this purple again, the lighter purple. I'm just going to go back over that so I can blend that in. There we go. Brilliant. And do her earring like it. I think I'm going to go with, I might do a slightly brighter colour of the purple on the edge of her eyes there, and then again blend it in. Just so it looks a bit different. And I need a gold really. I do have a golden colour. Probably the best gold colour that I've got is probably the melon yellow. So if I get that, okay, melon yellow, and I'm just going to colour in this here all around her necklace. Okay, I'm just going to go for a light blue, I think, to do with her eyes. This one's a turquoise blue. There we go. Okay, so that's good. I'm happy with that. What I might do is I might take that skin colour again, skin white, and I might just go over this here, just to try and blend it in a little bit, so it's nice and pinky. You can layer up these colours as well. So there we go. Do a little bit of the shading around here. There we go. And they do layer up really well, really nicely. I don't know if I'm going to be wanting to put a colour down here or just an accent of a colour. Maybe this purple, because it's quite pale. So I'm going to go with this purple here. And I'm just going to do a little bit, just as a... Oops, I don't know if you can see that. Just there we go. So it's just there. Okay. Because that will actually blend in with the paper a bit anyway. Okay. And I'm going to call that done. Okay, so that's my colouring in for the picture. Okay, and just to tie it in with all the rest of it, I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do a bit of this stamping here. Okay, so I'm going to zoom back out a little bit. Oops, away, there we go, zoom out a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to now just do this over the background. I'm going to do it in the gold with the writing. So stamp that. Okay, ink that up, and then I'm going to do a little bit of that there. Okay, it's very, very subtle, but it does show. Okay, and I'm going to do it here. It doesn't matter if it goes over. I don't want it to go over my image of the lady, but it doesn't matter if it goes over anything else in the background. I'm also just going to do, let's have a look, a little bit on the edge here, and I'm going to do a little bit on the edge there. Okay, so I'm happy with that. It doesn't need to be absolutely everywhere, but it is nice if it's just there in the background. Okay, so just clean my stamp off a little bit. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to work out where I want it on the box. I'm thinking I definitely want the lady across the top. I'm not sure exactly how yet, but I do want her across the top. I wasn't sure whether to have her this way or that way. I think I might go with, this might have something to do with if the paper fits better one way or the other, but it seems pretty much the same because it's a square piece. I'm probably going to go for this way, to be honest. So I'm going to stick it just with some glue. You can see on the back just how much it goes through with the alcohol inks. It definitely helps to have a piece underneath. If you're working in a pad or you're working in some kind of book or a journal, you're not going to want it to leak through and go on to all the rest of your pages. Okay, so I'm going to pop this over here. I want to get it across the front. I'm going to cut around it, so I'm going to adjust it. So that's fine. I want to get the image where I want it to be. So I'm going to press it down everywhere else. Okay. And I'm going to then get my craft knife and I'm going to work out, if I press my finger down I can leave an indent and I can work out exactly where to cut it. Because there's glue on the back, it might rip slightly. It's a little bit tricky otherwise, but you can actually run your finger along it. It helps if your knife is really sharp. I don't think mine's as sharp as it could be, but it'll do the job. Okay, and I can always fill it in after, which if it looks a little bit jagged or a little bit scruffy I can do that. Okay, so I'm going to cut this bit. Okay, it did rip. It doesn't matter though, it really doesn't matter. As long as it's a good way there. Okay, then that's not so bad. Okay, so again on the back you've got the hinges. I'll make sure I stay in frame for you. So I'm going to, there we go, just go around these and cut them out. Yes, my craft knife might need another blade. Okay, get rid of that. It's super sticky. Okay, so again, I'm going to work out where it is. So a little look underneath, run my finger over it. Right, okay. Okay. Right. And take that bit out. It's not very well cut across there at all. Let me just work out where it is. I'm just taking that off. It's fine because we can put a border. It really doesn't matter if it does a little tear here and there, because we can actually do something about that. Okay, so that's that on there. When my knife was sharp, it was much easier. I don't think my other one is much sharper, but we'll give it a go. Okay, I have another one here, so I'll give that a go. And the best way I found is to press it down sort of at an angle and then just cut it out, so you can sort of run it along the edge. Once you've got it sorted out a little bit, then you can kind of, oops, sorry again. Okay, it is easier to do this. It's a bit awkward, it is a bit awkward, a bit fiddly. but once you get it, there you go, if you get the angle right, then you can, there we go, cut around the edge. So that, there we go, pull these edges off. Right, at the end I am going to make it look a bit shabby, so it really, this isn't going to matter, but I just want it to go around the edge. So if I can just remove what I can like this, be careful not to cut into the wood, it's so fragile. This is very soft wood. It almost feels like some kind of balsa wood. Okay, so there we go. So I'm going to peel off this here. Right, okay. So there we go. Sticky. Right, so that's fine. Peel off this edge as well. Let's see if I can cut that. It's sometimes a bit easier to just run it down the edge. Okay. Right, so that's the top of that done. It's a bit torn and things, but it really doesn't matter. It's very forgiving, especially sort of when you go for the shabby kind of look. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these papers and I'm going to work out where I want them positioned. So the easiest way to do this is just literally put it on where you want it to go and mark around it, so you've got your size. Okay, so you got your shape and your size of what you're going for, and then when you take it away you can see it there. And I'm not going to bother measuring it, I'm just going to go, I'm going to cut it out. I'm trying to work out, I want to just use some big blade scissors, so I'm going to just cut it out like this. Okay, and I'm not going to worry about doing it in two halves or trying to measure it out, because I've already measured where the top is. Okay, so if I work out this, so yeah, that fits pretty well. So then I can do another one on the other side. So I'm just going to do that, and I'm just going to get a pencil for that. And I'm going to just go lightly around it, just to trace it. There we go, and I'll cut that out as well. Okay. Okay. Cut out this bit here. Okay. So then I'm going to get rid of all these bits so they're not in the way. Okay, and those other bits we'll use that we've cut out. Maybe not the smallest bits, but we'll definitely use the others. So I'm going to then glue these down. Okay, like this. Stick that on. Try and line it up a little bit better if I can. See if I can line it up. Oops. Okay. So put that across there, and it doesn't fit properly on the edge, but I'm going to put edging strips on it so it just doesn't matter. Move it around everywhere. Okay. Try and move it up a little bit more if I can. Right, okay. So that's that bit stuck. And stick the other one down. Okay. Right. Okay. Try to get that one leveled up a little bit. There we go. Stick that one down, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my knife. I'm just going to work out where the line is across the middle and find it. There we go, with my blade, and it will fall into the groove of it, so then that will cut it straight across. So there we go, and I'll do the same again here. Let's make sure I've got it right. Okay, and cut it straight across, and it will open. Okay, so there we go. And then you've got like straight edges. Okay, so that's that done. So the only thing I need to do is the front, the side, this side, and the back and the bottom. So let's have a look and see what we've got. I'll glue that down a little bit more there. Okay, right, so these bits would be ideal for the front. Quite like it if the butterfly was at the front, I think. So I'm going to just line that up on there again. I want a straight edge, so I'll take an edge I haven't cut and I will line it up there. Okay, make a mark across the bottom here and the side, and then I'm going to try and mark it out here, and it's got a funny shape, so I think I'm better off trying to cut this first by trying to follow the shape of it by pressing my blade against it, and the same this side. And I can trim it up after, but I don't want to take off too much at first. Okay, so if I can remove that. Okay, it's not too bad. Okay. So I'm then going to cut that out. Okay, definitely helps to have long blade scissors for this. Okay, let's try that out. That's fine, just trim it up a little bit more. It's just a little bit too long, I can see on the edge there. Definitely don't want to do too much. Okay, so I'm going to stick that down. If you can hear anything, it's my children in the background playing. Okay, so let's stick this on here. Okay, right, so that's that. Okay, and I'm going to do, where's the other piece? There it is. So I'm going to do this along the back. Again, I'm going to use a straight edge. Right, cut that out in a minute. Press it down. Oops, sorry. Okay, and I just want to double check. Yeah, it's just little square edges. Right, so I'll just cut that out. same for this one. Okay. Right, that was a bit wonky, but that's fine, it doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm going to cut out that. I'm not the straightest of cutters, but there we go. Okay, so then I'm going to glue this down here again on the back, and that glue is definitely sticky enough to do it. It is a very good glue. That's the Ultra Stick Strong Adhesive glue. Okay, so I want to line it up a little bit around here. Okay, so that's fine. Don't want it to go over the edge because otherwise I'll struggle to open it. Okay, so there we go. I'm just going to stick down any other edges that I can see that aren't really stuck very well, because I was sort of faffing about a little bit. Okay, stick it down. I'm going to put some edging strips on this, so you won't see all these extra bits. Okay, that are less than tidy. Okay, so there we go. That's going to do with that, and the last thing I'm going to do is the bottom, because that is literally the last one. And I'm going to go back to my pad here. Oh no, I don't need to, I've got some here already. So for this one I'm just going to use, I think I'm going to do the purpley blue one, but I'm going to do this side. No, I'm not actually. Changed my mind. I'm going to do the pink because it matches. Okay, so I'm going to just literally line it up like this, and I'm not going to bother doing the pattern on the bottom because you're not really going to see it. So there we go. Cut it out. Okay, there we are. And I'm going to stick this down. Right. Right, stick it down. On here. Okay. Right, there we are. So that is stuck down. So that is literally all of it covered. I'm going to remove a lot of this because it's in the way. Okay, pack away some of my things a second. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I have some washi tapes, and I have a few in here which I keep in this bit here, in this tub, and I'm thinking what I could put around it. I quite like that one, but I don't know how well it will stick. But I also like these glittery ones that are thin, because they look like they look quite nice when they're all lined up on it. So I might see if I can. I don't know if it's going to fold over the edge, that's the thing. It might just peel back up. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. I'm going to line it up. Okay. I'm going to put it across the front here, and that's going to cover up any of the edge that you can see. Okay, again I'm going to go around it like this, and then I'm going to cut it. So I'm going to go all the way around, even across the bottom here, and back up the side like this. Okay, so then I'm just going to cut it where I know, there you go, where there's a join, and I'm going to do the same here. So I hope I was in camera in frame then. Okay, and I'm going to do the same for along here, but I'm just going to do it one side for this one. I'm not going to do it, right, I'm actually going to snip that. It's slightly easier. Okay. Okay. And I will do the same for here. Okay. And I will cut that there. There we go. Right. And I'm going to go all the way around the bottom as well. I'll do this side first, I think. So I'll start up here. I'll make sure I go against the edge because that was sort of the messiest edge for me. It might be worth it if I start, oops, over here. Okay. So I'm going to take it around again, same as before. Press it down as I go. Okay. And this will help keep your papers down as well, stop them peeling up. Okay, and I'm going to go this way again. Right, so cut this here. Oops. There we are. That didn't really want to break, hang on. Okay. Okay, so there we go. That's that. And let me just see where else it was I wanted to go. Across the front. I want to go across the front definitely. Okay, so down here, I'm going to line this up. I'm probably going to start around the back because it makes more sense because you won't really see this part. Okay, we fold that edge over. Okay, press that down. Okay, go around. Sorry, stay on camera. Okay, and then around to here. Oops. Right. Okay. And I'm going to overlap that one. Okay. And I'm just going to, oops, cut that. Okay then. Okay. So that will stay there now. Okay, so I'm thinking the next thing I want to do is put this across the front from one side. Obviously I don't want to stick it over the edge. I'm just going to do it at the top edge. Okay, just across the front like that. And I'm just going to break it at that corner. I could have gone around the front. Oh, it's coming unstuck. Bear with me a second. Okay, press it down quite firmly. There we go. Okay. And I'm going to stick this across this top bit here. I'm going to use a line to line it up. Okay, and break that as well. Okay, so that's everything with that on it. Right, I'm just going to touch up some extra bits. It's not much, but I noticed they're there. Okay. And the other thing I've got is I've got this glue pen, and that's actually really good for going around, which is what I'm going to do to go around these edges because they were a bit shabby, a bit scruffy, and this doesn't dry very quickly, this glue, so it's quite good for giving you a bit of time to be able to add things to it. So I will do that just so I can add a thin layer on there, and I've got some nice pink glitter here. Okay, so I'm going to redo the glue because my camera went a bit wrong. Okay, so I should put some extra on there just so it's wet. Okay, and I'm going to then put some of, I think actually I'm going to use the gold because it's ultra fine. So this one is also from the works. So I'm just going to shake some of that on there. Okay, put it all around the outside of it. Okay, and I'm just going to press it slightly and shake it off. I will brush it off in a bit. I don't want to do it right now because it won't be dry enough, and I'm going to do the same for the back here. So I'm going to put some of this glue. Okay. Okay, and the same for this side. Okay. Okay. So then I'm going to do some same again, some gold on here. Okay, shake it on. Okay, now I'll do the same. Press it a little. Okay, and then tap it off, and it just gives it a nice glittering edge to it. Okay. So I think the only other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to get my my gold paint. So I've got my gold paint here from Career Box again, and I'm just going to pop some, doesn't matter if it gets a bit of glitter on there, so I'm just going to pop it there, and I'm going to get my stippling brush because I'm just going to dry brush some gold over it and over the edges. Okay, here it is. So yeah, I've just got this old brush that I use, and it literally, I just use it for dry brushing. So I'm just going to get a bit of that. Okay, and I'm just going to go over the edge a little bit, just everywhere. Okay, do a little bit over there and across this edge as well, because I like it when it has the gold on it. So I'm just going to go around this edge here, and I'm just going to brush it across kind of everywhere. And on that corner, literally just run it over everything. It's just going to give it a little glint when the light's on it. You don't want a lot on your brush. Okay, Do a little bit across the bottom as well. So this is what I mean by I was going to shabby it up a little bit at the end. So there we go. Do this bit here, across the front a little bit, and here. Okay, I'm just going to go over the top, not much, but I am going to do a little bit. I'm going to brush over the lady a little bit. Okay. And let's just check I've done all the edges. I haven't done this one. Sorry, make sure I'm in frame. Okay. And that is that, really. I can pretty much call this done. Okay. Okay, and I always like to have a bit more on the edges than I do everywhere else. Okay. Right, so it's just got a little bit of, I don't know if you can really see it, but it's got a little bit of gold on it now, along with the sparkle. And I'm going to seal it, and the thing I like to use to seal everything is I like to use Triple Thick by Deco Art. It's a really, really good one. You need a soft brush to be able to put it on with, but whatever brush you use, sorry, just a brush, you want to make sure that that you wash it straight after, because this stuff dries really quickly, but it also it dries hard because it's a glaze. So I'm just going to pour it on top there, nice amount, because I'm going to spread it out, and this just protects it, and it makes it look really shiny as well, which I think just finishes it off nicely. So I'm going to do this all over it. Okay, obviously I'm not going to do it to seal the edges because I don't want to seal the edges. Okay, put it around even where the glitter is, and it doesn't matter if there's a few streaks in it because it does dry flat, and it will literally dry like clear glass. Okay, and it will stick down any edges that haven't really done what they should do. Okay, and the same here. Literally put it on. I don't know if you can see it, the shine it's given it straight away. I don't know if that's something that is really showing through. My lighting isn't the best lighting. Okay, so I'm going to carry on putting this on. Okay. Alright, just paint over the glitter as well, and I'm going to do it to this bit down here. Okay, and then we're nearly done, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and I hope you've had a good day as well. And maybe do some crafting. Certainly helps while away the time, especially when everybody else is busy, children are busy and husband is busy. So yes, there we go. Nice to just have a little bit of time to yourself to do something relaxing with the craft. Okay, but yeah, if you can, get hold of some of these boxes, because I know all the shops are sort of shut at the moment because of lockdown, but maybe you can buy them online. And they're just really fun to decorate. Just use some papers, any papers you've got, and yeah, They always come in really handy for just putting trinkets in and whatever else. But that's it. That's it, guys. It's all done, and I hope you like it. I'm gonna just, oops, let me zoom out instead of in. I'm just gonna zoom in so that you can see it. It's still wet, but it will dry. So there we go. It dries very quickly, and I hope you like it. Also, if you notice your paper does wrinkle a little bit, it will dry flat. It's just because of the the triple thick. Okay, so that's it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Goodbye.